So this is a comment where I was jokingly talking about Quark's Bar at the Star Trek Experience, and I'm going to use it to talk about the Hilton and the Star Trek Experience and some stuff that happened there. So yes, it was the one that was at the Hilton, the Las Vegas Hilton. So the Las Vegas Hilton, which is now the Westgate, used to be the International. Now, what's so cool about the International? Well, it had some amazing acts in it. So it was considered to be one of the biggest, or one of the first mega resorts in Las Vegas. It, from like the Y-shaped building, which is the main area of the Hilton or the Westgate or the International, depending on what you want to call it, from like 1998 to 1990, it was the largest casino and the largest building in the state of Nevada. The largest building now in the state of Nevada is actually the Fontainebleau, the new Fontainebleau. So when it opened in 1969, it had a lot of things that were kind of to offer. But it only was the International from 69 to 71. And then it became the Hilton from 71 to 2012. And then for like 2 years, it became known as the LVH, or the Las Vegas Hotel and Casino. And now it is the Westgate. Elvis played there. When it first opened, he played like a 4-week engagement, and then they immediately signed him to a 5-year contract, which if you watch the Elvis movie with Austin Butler, you can kind of see some of that in there. One thing I don't like about the Elvis Presley or the Elvis movie with Austin Butler, at the very beginning, we see the International, and then we see a sign that says Star Trek Experience on the International's signage. Yeah, no. The Star Trek Experience didn't open until 1998, and by then it was the Hilton. So that is another kind of cool thing. So as I said, the Experience opened in 1998, and then it closed in 2008. It closed because the owners of the Experience, which were Cedar Fair or Cedar Entertainment, if you guys, they have Cedar Point and some other, Kings Island, and a bunch of amusement parks around the country. They owned the Experience. They could not get equitable terms to a lease, so that is why it closed. And then, but prior to that, it was there for those from 1998 to 2008, and you could go on 2 rides. One, you could go on the Enterprise, or 2, you could go on a Borg ship, and the Borg ship was one of those motion thingy-majiggers, and it would poke you in the butt, which was not cool. Not cool. Star Trek Experience, not cool. They would have the Star Trek convention there every year because of this. So that area of the casino was themed Star Trek. You had models and maquettes, and you had actors dressed as Ferengis and Klingons and all sorts of cool stuff. And then we had, of course, Quark's Bar, which was modeled after Quark's Bar on Deep Space Nine. I had a couple friends who worked as Klingons and Starfleet officers in the Experience. So that closed. But also at the Hilton, they had the sit-down production of Starlight Express. It ran for about 5 years. It is a musical about trains. I'm not kidding. The actors are on roller skates. They had taken the giant showroom and they had built it to have ramps going in and around. Now, that only lasted about 5 years, but it wasn't closed because it wasn't doing good money. It was closed because that is when the changeover happened and new ownership came in, and they decided they wanted to open up the showroom to be for musical acts. And so they did away with it. Now, in 1981, there was a fire. A busboy had been high as a kite and accidentally set fire to some curtains, and it quickly spread. And it was started on the 8th floor of the tower, and then it just kind of spread everywhere. And about 8 or 9 people were killed, and like 400 were injured, and a bunch of people had smoke inhalation, one being Natalie Cole. I mean, it was just not a good thing, and he was convicted of it. Now, the other neat thing that I really like about it is there have always been some amazing performers who are there. So you've got Barbra Streisand was one of the first performers in 1969. Then there was Elvis, then there's Liberace, and then there was Wayne Newton, and just recently, more recently, Barry Manilow had a sit down in there for, God, I want to say like maybe 5-10 years. Now, there was some bad that happened. The famous tailhook scandal actually took place at the Las Vegas Hilton. Good with the bad. But anyways, there's a little bit of a history of the International which became the Las Vegas Hilton, which had the Star Trek experience, which became the Westgate, which it is now. So there you go. Have a good day.